Garland? Oh my goodness, I know. It's so fun. Hanging out with all our friends at the Marmot. Yes, Satan loves bars.
I bet. You gotta keep that throat wet if you're gonna do a Tom Waits song. That can get painful. The piano has been drinking.
What doesn't matter? Dream of love or a dream of life. We're all going to the same place when we die. Spirit don't leave you knowing. Your face or your name. And the wind through your bones is all that remains. And we're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. Yeah, yeah, we're all gonna be. We're all gonna be just dirt in the ground. Now the quill from a buzzard, the blood of the world. I wanna know am I in the sky or the bird? Hell is boiling over and heaven is full. We're changing the world and we're all gonna fall, 'cause we're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. We're all gonna be just dirt in the ground. Now the killer was smiling with blood made of stone. He climbed the gallows and the people's hearts were pounding. They were throbbing, they were red as he swung all over the ground. The hangman said that we're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. I said we're all gonna be just dirt in the ground. Now Cain slew Abel. He killed him with a stone. The sky cracked open and the thunder groaned. Hungry for flesh. Can these dry bones live as a king or a beggar? And the answer that they'll give is that we're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. We're all gonna be. I think we're all gonna be just dirt in the ground.
Welcome to Investigations. We're speaking today with Cornelius, who's hitchhiking around Alaska. They are from Slab City, California, near the Salton Sea. Welcome to KWRK and to Alaska, Cornelius.
Thank you.
Would you describe Slab City to our listeners and go into great detail about your personal community there?
So Slab City is it's a squatter town in the middle of the desert in Southern California. It's been around since, it's on a military base, an ex-military base, which closed down in, I think, around 1948.
What's the name of that base?
That was Camp Dunlap.
Uh-huh.
And I believe it was a Navy training base. And there's still a bombing range right next to Slab City that they use actively, and since it's their land, you know, we get a lot of military trucks driving through a lot of the time. But back in the 50s, some of the people who used to live on base just didn't really want to leave, so they started squatting there. And it became kind of a low-key, popular hippie boondocking spot for a good while. And recently, in the past, decade or less, it's become more of a pop icon. Slab City has been featured in, I saw Heidi Klum there doing a shoot once. let's see, who else? Cashapp just did a music video there. I worked on set for a film called The Bad Batch that I got to fake party with Keanu Reeves for like 3 nights. And but basically what Slab City is it's an anarchist town. And people all come there for different reasons. A lot of people think that it's like, you know, like a homeless tent city, which it can be in certain spots, but I mean, you know, one thing that we say about Slabs is that it's the only city in the U.S. without any homeless people, because people can create their own homes, right? You know, so there's poor people there, there's rich people there, there's people that like to remain outside of the law, and people that aren't so much in that way. They're just trying to exist and live in a place where they can, because everywhere else is like, somebody's like, I own this, I own that, you can't exist here, you know. But I think that if every state had some kind of Slab City where people could just go and live autonomously, then I think that would solve a lot of social problems.
How did you discover Slab City?
It was marked on my roadmap. One of my friends who was a guerrilla grower, traveling all over the country, planting pot seeds, and then going and traveling somewhere else and planting them at different times of year, and then, you know, he would go and harvest them. And so he knew a lot of really interesting places and outposts and traveler hubs. And he was talking about Slab City, and I had read an article about it. I didn't even finish the article. I just knew that there was a place called Slab City, and it was like some sort of anarchist community. And so when he mentioned it, you know, I was like, you know, give me an X on my map so I can find it later when I'm over there. So we did. And you know, I started going to Slabs during the winter for a few years. I think maybe 3 years before my, I think, 4th year when I came, and I just didn't leave for another 3.5 years.
Were you a big library kid when you were young?
Yeah, I've always loved libraries and reading. I never thought of myself as a librarian type, but when I was thinking about moving to Slabs for a longer amount of time, I was toying with the idea of building an art gallery, because I'm a painter and other media artist. But when it kind of came together, you know, it just seemed so obvious, like this library has so much potential. And there's actually somebody painted a quote in the library that was one of, like, you know, when you're looking around at all the little memorabilia and knickknacks still laying around, it says, libraries are the thin red line between civilization and barbarism. So I thought that was kind of interesting to walk into an abandoned, partially, you know, scorched, falling apart, like, but still full of potential library, and to see that, and then it was just like, okay, well, I guess I know what I have to do.
Your mission has been given to you.
Yeah. So Satan and I have just been dropped off by Alaska fucking state troopers. Here at this gas station. It's about 4:30 a.m. You can't tell because the sun's always up. But the person that I was getting a ride with got pulled over and arrested for a DUI. And now I'm here gearless. My gear was left at her house where she's staying. And I can't quite exactly remember where it is. I found out what I think might be the actual location, but it's a few miles down the road. And that sucks. Well, friends, I have had one hell of a night. I was helped out by some very nice folks, including a police officer who took me around to try and find the location of my stuff, and he kicked down this backpack here, and it's got a sleeping bag in it, and there's a tent here, and this is the top from my backpack. This is all of my gear I have left, but fortunately it clips right into the backpack here, and this is good temporary gear, so I won't freeze tonight, and I'll be able to be comfortable enough. And also, a very bad thing happened while I was walking a lot this morning. I walked, like, I don't even know how far, but I walked for maybe a good 4 hours. But my liner finally broke through, and this sucks a lot. And my backup liner is in my gear with my gear where I can't find it, and my new liner should have arrived today. Right now I'm heading over to the Fairbanks Correctional Center in person so I can get to the bottom of this whole finding my pack thing. Got my new liner here. Check this out. This is beautiful. I got my new liner. It's all nice and neat and brand new, so that way I don't have to hurt myself to walk around. It feels, I mean, wearing a prosthetic never feels good, right? But it almost feels good, you know, like it's a real relief. The directions I got seem to have led me astray, because they told me to take a turn on a street that wasn't there. I kept heading in that same direction, and now I'm surrounded by a bunch of health clinics and stuff, and it seems like I might be sort of in the right area, but I'm not sure, so I don't know. There's my stuff. I finally found it. Yes. Hello? Well, I got my stuff back, and I lost a few things on the way, or on the way out. Yeah, I lost my GoPro charger, so I missed like a whole day of filming, but all that really happened was that I had to walk my ass across town to the Walmart to get a few things that I was missing. Last night I got woken up by a home bum with a knife and a flashlight in my face, and after that I kind of just, well, I told him to fuck off, and then after that I kind of just went back to sleep. Like, you know, this is the second time this trip that I've fallen asleep with my gun in my hand, hoping that whatever it is isn't gonna kill me.